How to play Sittuyin, the Burmese style of chess. Hi, I'm Rick, and I'm going to be showing you how to play this great ancient game. I have a website, ancientchess.com, and if you go there, you can upload or download one of these booklets and print it out on your own printer. It's free, so for your information, I'll show you this, but you might want to go and get the booklet too. You can read everything. Great graphics, clear explanations, the whole works. Okay, let's get started with this game here. If you look at the board, and do look at the board, you'll see, what do I have here? Just pawns. And they're already set up in this interesting confrontative situation. This happens to be a Ramayana set. That means the figures of the pieces are based on the famous Hindu myth of Ramayana. The black guys are the good guys. They're shaped like pawns. The pawns are shaped like monkeys, and the bad guys are just little demon fellas. And there's a whole catalog of myths that go with these particular characters, which is very interesting. Anyway, this set is very special hand-carved set, the like of which you'll rarely see anywhere except for here. They get set up like this, as you see, and at first there are no pieces on the board. The interesting thing about this game is that the pieces get set up by the players before the game commences. Now sometimes they use a screen between the two players. They put something up here between the two. Everybody sets up their pieces the way they want. The screen is lifted, and surprise, you have your opening situation. That adds an element of luck to the whole thing. What I'm going to show you is how you play without the screen. Very commonly played variation. And red starts first, just sets up all his pieces. Let's see, maybe I want my king here, my queen there. We have some elephants around them, some horses, whatever. I can't put all these guys on the back rank. That's reserved for the rooks. Okay? So maybe I'll put my rook over here, seeing I'm going to get an open file. Now black sets up. Black sort of has an advantage here, right? Because he already sees red set up. However, he's not allowed to place a rook facing the king if there's not any pieces between them. Now, since red put an elephant here, black's going to go ahead and put a rook facing him, but red feels secure enough to do that. Where else do I want my other rook? Somewhere in the back rank it's got to be. That's the rule, back rank for the rooks. These are sort of little stupas. Sometimes they're shaped like chariots or some kind of little wheeled vehicle. This particular set just has the little hut kind of effect with a pointy roof. Very common in this style of chess sets. Let's see, king, queen, some knights. I'll connect the knights, put these guys in here, voila. And so I've set up, they've set up. Now red's going to make the first move since they had the first setup and they had the disadvantage of not setting up in view of the other's pieces. So red can just start whatever, capturing a pawn, and who knows where it'll go from there. Let me tell you though that the pieces don't move exactly like our pieces do. They do move very much like the pieces in Thai chess. So if you've learned how to play that game, you've already got a real head start on this one. The pawns move one space forward or capture one space diagonally. No big surprise there. The horses move like modern knights, two spaces in one direction and one space over, leaping over pieces if they are in the way. Pieces capture by landing on each other and taking the captured piece off the board, just like in other forms of chess. The elephant is interesting. Let me just clear the board here to show you the elephant's move. I'll show you your elephant's move. You're on the red side here. Your elephant over here, can move to either of these forward squares, all three, or to the back diagonals. Now it is said that the elephant has one direction it can move for each appendage. Back leg, front leg, and you guessed it, trunk. 4 different directions the elephant can move, only one space, and that is a very ancient move for elephants, the equivalent of our modern bishops, and that's how he goes. Now let me just tell you a few other things. Oh, I forgot to tell you the queen. Queen moves like other ancient queens, one space diagonally. Not a big move for the queen. Simple, pretty much just protects the king, and can be a powerful fighter later on in the game, but it's a powerful fighter among not very powerful pieces. The rook really is the most powerful, knight is second most. Another interesting thing about this is you'll notice there's this big X going right through the board. That's for promotion. Now pawns promote when they get onto one of these squares with a line going through it on the other side of the board. So for instance, if this pawn gets down here, voila, it's sitting there ready to promote. If its queen has already been captured, it may promote to a queen, and now it moves that great, glorious one space diagonal move. Not a big deal, but it's better than just staying a pawn for its whole life. If the queen is still on the board, the pawn just sits there until the queen is captured later on, and then for a move, takes up a move, it can replace itself with the queen, and then wait for the next move, if it so desires, to move that piece. Voila, like a queen. That's pretty much how the game goes. You have to checkmate your opponent. In this game, stalemate is illegal. You're not allowed to leave your opponent with no possible move. And yeah, you got to checkmate. A lot of games end with no winner because you know, the pawns don't promote to queens like the modern European pawns do, so there's not that big thrill in the end of the game. That's basically how you play Burmese chess. There are quite a few variations, so if you ever get into a tournament or you're playing somebody else, make sure you're playing the same game exactly, because sometimes there's special endgame rules and things like that. But basically now you know, from the ancient hills of Burma, how to play Sittuyin, as told by ancientchess.com.